The transfer from Duke, Pitt in the road blue, Virginia Tech in the home white. Our officials, Roger Ayers, Greg Evans, and Kellen Milliner. We are underway in ACC play on an early December Saturday in Blacksburg. Virginia Tech starts with the basketball. And it's a turnover on the opening possession. This is a Hokies team to start the season, Perry, that averages 21% turnovers per possession. That's 1 in every 5.
Well, first of all, they have new players playing together, and the way Mike Young likes to play, he moves the basketball, which means everybody's got to be on the same page because everybody's getting touches.
And for Virginia Tech, they return Lowe and Leggett in the backcourt. And they've provided some consistency and a good start to this season. A 7-2 start, number 18 in the country. Going inside to Diaz-Graham. He loses the handle. Take a look at the Virginia Tech starters, a Hokies team shooting under 40% on the season. Right to the rack. How about the hops? Tobi Lawal opens the scoring.
Lawal is a tremendous athlete. He's really explosive around the basket, and the spacing is really important. People that know Mike Young's teams know that moving the ball, distributing the scoring has always been an important part of his offense, and they struggled offensively because so many people have to touch, so many people have to contribute.
And the Hokies defensively have forced back-to-back turnovers to start this game.
Yeah. Virginia Tech has never had one dominant scorer. Mike Young has never had one player that he just rides him. It's a team effort offensively and defensively. It means everybody's got to contribute. Everybody's got to be on the same page.
Shoot open for 3. Can't connect.
See, that's a Young foul. Like, and that's what Young is telling him. Wow, what are you doing? We need you to use your fouls, rebounding the basketball, taking charge, not trying to get a tie-up off the defensive end.
Pittsburgh has been on the road since November 18th. This is their 5th straight road game, and they're off to a slow start. 3 possessions, 3 turnovers.
But big guys have to understand that it's up to the guard to use the screen. So many times bigs get called for moving screen because they're trying to create the contact. That's not their job. It's the guard's job to run the defensive player off of the ball screens.
Virginia Tech gives it right back. So both teams in the opening 2 minutes still trying to find their footing offensively. Ishmael Leggett kicks to Diaz-Graham. That bounces off the mark, no good. Lawal going right at Diaz-Graham. He's got all 4 points in this game.
Lawal is really good off the bounce. And again, his athleticism allows him, when he gets in traffic, to raise up and finish.
And Pitt goes inside. Cam Corrin, the first basket of the afternoon for the Panthers.
Pittsburgh plays with both of their post guys interchanging at the high post, then rolling low. So they do a lot of post-to-post passing and feeding.
An immediate answer. Elijah Poteet rocks the rim.
If you want your scoring percentage to go up, get easy shots like that, and that's exactly what Virginia Tech worked on yesterday in practice.
Poteet was a game-time decision. Woke up not feeling great, went through practice, went through the layup line, and he is out there for the Hokies.
Yeah, he was going to play. He was going to play.
First conference game.
He was going to play.
Yep. He ain't sitting this one out. There's the freshman, Tyler Johnson, right to the rack for 2.
This is a little bit of a concern for Coach Capel because this is the kind of start they got off to the last time. And a lot of it has to do with his guards, I think, really initiating and creating shot opportunity for themselves. They're starting off this game trying to set other people up when Leggett and Lowe can go get their own baskets.
The Leggett on the drive there, lost the handle. Pittsburgh's had 6 possessions. They've turned it over 5 times. And Virginia Tech has taken advantage, an 8-2 lead for the Hokies early. Good look here, wide open. Leggett, nothing but the bottom of the net.
That's what they want. Leggett and Lowe can go get their baskets, their shots whenever they want. What they try to do is play within the context of the team and include other people. But as the season goes on, they will use their maturity to know when they can go on their own and just initiate offense.
There's Brandon Rexsteiner. The floater falls.
Rexsteiner is really deceiving. He comes out trying to get everybody else involved, but he is more than capable of stepping up and making baskets.
A good cut. Jaland Lowe, he's a crafty player, the sophomore guard.
His dad was a veteran AAU coach in Houston. His stepdad is John Lucas. He wears number 15 because of John's son, John Lucas II, the third, wore it, and he's really well trained, can really score the basketball.
Open corner three, and Tyler Johnson cashes in.
You know, Jay, sometimes it only takes one time for that ball to go through the basket, and all of a sudden you start feeling good about your shooting.
At Virginia Tech, a red-hot start. They've made 6 of their first 8 shots, a team that has been shooting under 40% on the season. Diaz-Graham tracks it down, shoots the 3. That's off the mark, keeps it alive, though. Offensive rebound. That rolls around, doesn't fall. That ball deflected, so it'll stay with Virginia Tech. You never know, this Hokies team was in the midst of a 5-game losing streak. A good start.
Well, it is, because they really get knocked down shot. Pitt was getting a great 3 right there from Leggett, but Virginia Tech comes right back with really good ball movement, and Johnson knocks down the 3. Good start for Virginia Tech.
I know he loves McLean's. I think it's the 3 Dogs at Home, the block. I don't know who Blake Sheldon is, but it's probably a country artist that he plays, but his music sucks. So, the Wild Rose is like my favorite artist, Blake Sheldon. It's actually really rough. Yeah, I didn't know who that is, so no offense, Blake Sheldon. I love Blake Sheldon, so that's just terrible.
Well, Mike Young and Virginia Tech off to a good start to ACC play, a 13-7 lead in what has been a frustrating season for the Hokies head coach. He even said in his press conference after Wednesday, in his 23 years as a head coach, he's never been coaching a team that's in this big of a shooting slump.
Well, okay, I'm going to be a coach for a minute. Not frustrating yet. He's got answers he's got to figure out. He's never had a team not be able to shoot the basketball as well as he would like them. But he's such a fine coach. He's going to figure out a way to get the most out of this team and get the ball going through the basket. Getting shots like that really will help.
Yeah, they have gone inside. 8 of their 13 points have come in the paint. Good look there from Wessler, just rolled off the rim.
And sometimes when you get hit with situations you haven't faced before, it causes poise. And you want to question what you're doing and how you're doing. When I talked to him yesterday, I said, Coach, it's just some answers you got to figure out. He said, I know. He said, is any coach really happy right now? I said, well, they're all still trying to figure out their ball clubs, and I think that's what he's trying to do right now. He's a heck of a basketball coach, and I think the biggest thing with him is that in his offense, everybody shares the basketball, and everybody's skill level has to be at a certain level, and when that's off, it throws things out of whack.
We were at their practice yesterday, a spirited practice. Didn't look like a team that had lost 5 games in a row, but they're facing a ranked team today. Pittsburgh not going away. A Zach Austin 3 cuts the lead in half.
Exactly. That's what I said. I don't want our fan base to think he's quite frustrated yet. He's searching.
The turnovers won't lower any frustration levels. His team against Vanderbilt on Wednesday night, they allowed 28 points off of those turnovers they committed. It's a short memory of playing good defense after you turn it over.
And I think it's more the turnovers as well going along with the not shooting the ball well that has him a little perplexed.
Jaland Lowe for 3. That rims out no good. Offensive rebound was in the hands of Leggett before it was poked away.
Pitt is a very good offensive team. Right now, they've got all 5 guys on the floor to shoot the basketball.
They're ranked 18 in the country right now. That's the highest ranking in a decade for a Pitt team that has been rebuilt under Jeff Capel. They'd love to start ACC play with a road win.
You see the space in Virginia Tech. Everything they do comes off of a dribble handoff the ball screen.
Jaden Young misfires from 3. Jaland Lowe upping the tempo. Austin, a lot of contact, no call.
But I think that's the pace Pittsburgh likes to play with.
Wessler with a head of steam, and that's a charge.
Wessler is in there to create going to the basket, activity around the rim. You just got to be smarter when he puts the ball on the floor. Those are the types of turnovers that really aren't necessary, that makes the coach a little frustrated.
There's Jeff Capel, year number 7 at Pitt. What a job he has done with this program, building them back up. Brought them to the NCAA tournament 2 years ago, and he's got a team that is capable of getting back to the dance this season. They have shown that with his 7-2 start.
Well, he comes from a coaching family, so his dad was a heck of a coach at Old Dominion, Wake Forest. Jeff was really good at VCU in Oklahoma.
He has really challenged this team, and they have answered the call. Ishmael Leggett knocks that one down to make it a 1-point game.
See, and that's what I'm saying. You know, Lowe and Leggett at any point in time can go one-on-one, but they're really trying to get the other guys involved, and them having an understanding of when to go, when to distribute is going to be part of this Pitt's growing situation this year.
Battle for the rebound, and it's won by Pittsburgh. Roger Ayers makes the call over on that far sideline. Good back and forth battle. Early December Saturday, and the ACC conference play is underway.
Good job, Ed.
Eye care of Virginia Tech Athletics. Award-winning eye care in a family-friendly setting.
We've already talked about a lot.
Hokie fans, let's welcome to the floor your Virginia Tech High-Techs. Fans, one more round of applause for your High Techs.
November 18th, and look at the competition. 2 SEC teams, 2 Big Ten teams. What a stretch.
Incredible schedule, incredible effort. Very disappointed they didn't make the tournament last year, doing everything in his power, Coach Capel, to make sure this Pitt team gets recognized this year.
He does not want anybody at the end of the season to point to their non-conference schedule. He has went out and challenged this Pitt team, and they have answered in finishing this road stretch in the ACC first conference game of the season here at Castle Coliseum. Great ball movement, and Guillermo Diaz-Graham finishes it off with a slam.
Let me tell you, that one possession was big time both ways. Virginia Tech was determined not to let the guards penetrate. They plugged the hole, and yet Pitt was patient enough to wind up getting a good shot offensively.
Up ahead, Cummings, and it's a 9-0 run for Pitt over the last 4 minutes.
The persistent Pittsburgh that Pitt is playing with offensively right now has got to make Coach Capel extremely pleased. He felt like they panicked a little bit against Mississippi State, took some tough shots, missed some easy shots, but they're really showing great patience right now, even when they were behind.
Jaden Shoot contested 3, and he drills it. Exactly what the Hokies needed. Their first make in more than 4.5 minutes.
Well, we talked about Shoot at the beginning of the game, and we talked about his ability to score the basketball was going to be necessary, and he's lived up to that.
Brandon Cummings can't answer on the other end. Midway through this first half, tied at 16 in the ACC opener. Another young player, Ben Hammond, dispossessed there by Zach Austin.
Hammonds is really important, I think, to Virginia Tech because he gives them another ball handler that is really necessary. Watch Shoot right there, get a good feed from Hammonds. And the key on that play was that Shoot was moving without the basketball. A lot of times when guys penetrate, everybody just kind of stands still. You've got to move to open areas so the driver can find out and make deliveries and get you an easier shot.
And for Virginia Tech, it's about finding those offensive possessions where you can cash in and limit those extended droughts. And they went 4.5 minutes without scoring. During that time, Pitt goes on a 9-0 run.
And if you don't score, don't turn it over, giving up easy baskets at the other end.
Step back 3, Young. That falls off the rim, no good. Here's Jaland Lowe, 15 seconds to shoot.
He's looking for a ball screen right now so he can create something.
Leggett in the corner. He can't hit it. Battle for the rebound and a jump ball. Cam Corrin tangled up with Jaden Shoot.
Checking in for the Hokies, number 10, Tyler Johnson, and 34, Elijah Poteet.
Diaz-Graham lines up the three. Can't connect. Pittsburgh's missed their last 5 threes. Rechsteiner into the lane. Finds Jaden Young. Tyler Johnson called for the travel.
Yeah. Rechsteiner has to be careful. I've always said this with smaller guards, you can penetrate, but you can't get too deep where size swallows you up and you can't make the next play.
Off the bench into the game, Delalich. An instant impact.
Delalich is a young man that can step in and score the basketball. And he can play either a small forward or a 3 or 4 spot, which gives him some versatility.
Here's Melangel Poteet going at Cam Corrin. Good defense by the transfer from Florida State. ACC fans will remember Cam Corrin from his time in Tallahassee, another big transfer portal gap by Jeff Capel in this Panthers program.
Coach Capel felt he needs some physicality on his front line, and he's come in and he's really done a good job of giving him that. And also he can step away from the basket and score on the perimeter for him.
Rechsteiner in attack mode. Took on 3 Panthers and still got it to go.
And see, that time when he drove the basketball, he drove it with the idea of being able to score. He kept his head up. He wasn't driving it, trying to pass once he got in the paint.
Rechsteiner going against Corrin and rips it away, giving up 9 inches on that matchup. Good couple of possessions from Brandon Rechsteiner. Getting the Hokies back tied up at 18. Back and forth we go in the ACC opener here at Blacksburg. This is so uncharacteristic for a Mike Young coach team. 15 turnovers per game through 8 games.
Well, and again, I think a lot of that has to do with new players trying to gel together. And again, how Mike Young runs his offense. His offense is run off of sharing the basketball, screening, cutting, and everything. And so it takes some continuity to be able to do that, not off the bounce.
Lawal muscling it home, firing Virginia Tech back in front.
And he's 3 for 3. I think they've got to get him more looks and utilize him both in isolation and in the post area. Pittsburgh likes to space the floor, so the guards can penetrate and get easy opportunities.
And Lowe, a contested look there. Cam Corrin stays with it, bounces in to tie it at 20.
Crashing the offensive glass. Right now, Virginia Tech does not have an offensive rebound. And that's one of the differences in the game. Pitt has done a pretty good job off the offensive glass.
Johnson down the lane, decided to pass it. Burnham wasn't ready for it, and it's another turnover.
And again, it goes to what I was saying, how Virginia Tech feeds off of assists, which means moving the basketball. Well, you see Johnson moving the ball. Burnham's not ready for the pass, and it's a turnover. It's the turnovers that are creating the biggest problem, I think, for Virginia Tech this year.
No doubt, 7 turnovers in this first half. Coming into today's game, Hokies had a turnover 1 out of every 5 possessions. And Pittsburgh cashes in on a 3. Ishmael Leggett puts the Panthers back in front. It's not just the turnovers, it's the following possession. They've been prone to giving up a basket after they give it away. Burnham trying to fight through traffic. Dives on the floor, tangled up with Cam Corrin. Jump ball will stay with the Hokies.
That's a jump ball possession. Goes to your Hokies. Checking in for Virginia Tech, number 2.
Top 10 matchup tonight over on ESPN2. Kentucky taking on Gonzaga. This is the third game in a 6-year series. Coverage begins 10 Eastern time on ESPN2. Two of the best teams in college basketball right now.
Watch Virginia Tech off this inbound play. They always come up with a quick hitter.
Right on cue, everything but the finish. It's like you spent a ton of time coaching.
Mike Young's team, I tell you, they do a great job of executing. And you know, when it comes to drawing up offensive concepts and plays, Mike Young is as good as there is.
Lawal got a great look there, just couldn't put it home. Steps out for a three. Got it! Tobi Lawal. 9 points in this first half to lead Virginia Tech.
And the layup was the only shot he's missed.
Yeah, the easiest one of them all.
Yes.
Now the junior from London, England, who can jump out of the gym. Quite the offensive spark in the ACC opener for Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech has done a really good job of keeping the Pittsburgh guards from penetrating.
Pull up, pop. Ishmael Leggett.
That's just better offense than defense. He tried to, Leggett tried to drive the gap, wasn't there, and just pulled up and knocked it down. But neither Lowe nor Leggett has been able to really penetrate and score in the paint.
And shoot answers. Two teams that have woken up offensively.
You must have said something to him yesterday, because I tell you what, you've been talking him up, and he has responded.
Yeah, he was a highly touted recruit coming out of Illinois. Went to Duke. And then 599 days dealing with an injury. That's a long time to not be playing basketball, and he is working his way back into great form.
Lawal right there stepping up, and watch the footwork. Lawal has, when he catches the ball, he's ready to face the Pitt three right there by Leggett, and he can do it right off the bounce and then shoot right there, catch and shoot. It's really changed this game.
An offensive explosion after the defense had dominated most of this first half.
And I think the defense has been pretty good. I mean, I think the shots have been really well earned and have come off of running really good offense.
Leggett has been the catalyst for Pitt. He has 11 of the Panthers' 26.
I think somebody lost a contact.
Back in for the Hokies, 13, Ben Carter.
Everybody's looking.
Looking at it. Let's see if we can get a look at this.
It all goes to how important who the contact belongs to, because the trainers have extra contact on the bench, and if it's somebody really important, they'll just say, hey, we'll just get you another one.
Shouldn't you know if it fell out of your eye? Yeah, Papa Conti, he's running to.
He's got to go
get an extra
and get the. I'm telling you, they always have extras now.
That's funny. Off to the locker room he goes. Tied at 26 here in Blacksburg. Rechsteiner lines up the three, can't connect. Virginia Tech started this game shooting 6 of 8 from the floor. Since then, just 5 of 13. Leggett a three, he's been red hot, misfires there. Shoot, contested triple, too much on it, tapped out. Hokies a second chance opportunity, Burnham. Here's Jaland Young, pulls up from 3 and buries it.
That young man, they have real high expectations for him. They talked about him, Ace Custis, one of the assistant coaches, was talking about him yesterday, that he has a load of talent and they're really going to need him to step up.
3 big second chance points on that triple from the sophomore Jaland Young. Jorge Diaz-Graham trying to answer. That rolls around and does not drop. Recksteiner a three. No good. Another tap out. Falls to Virginia Tech. Looking for some more second chance points, and Poteet fouled on the block. Hokies a 3-point lead with 3 minutes left in this first half.
Whenever the threes are going, it makes you look better, and they have been going for Virginia Tech. As Young right there tees it right up and knocks it down and puts Virginia Tech in the lead.
Hopefully it's more competitive than the Big 12 championship game. I just saw the score of that, 45-10, Arizona State.
Well, you're my football guy, so I need to get your predictions.
Okay, well, my wife went to Georgia, so I got to pick the Bulldogs, and then I think SMU wins.
Even outside?
ACC championship. Shoot. Wide open. He's had a terrific first half. Jaden Shoot puts the Hokies up 6.
But those shots have come off of action that has given him the ability to be free to catch and shoot. He's not had to put the ball on the floor yet because of the action that they run.
Lowe, big shot, and he drills it. The sophomore delivers. He's been quiet, but a huge make there.
Well, but what he's done is he's done a really good job of setting up Leggett. But he has the ability to go one-on-one. But the difference is this Virginia Tech team, they really move well without the ball. Again, catch and shoot is what Mike Young's teams do, and that's why they've been so effective in the past.
Now, even after that miss, Virginia Tech still shooting a season-best 50% from the floor. Austin trying to answer with a three, no good. Under 2 minutes remaining in this first half, 4-point lead for Virginia Tech in the ACC opener. Inside to Poteet, trying to spin his way free, stolen away.
He's got to turn and find the defense. He put the ball down, not knowing where the defense was, Poteet, and got it stripped. Virginia Tech would love to finish this half with the lead right now. I think that's very important to their psyche.
A team that's lost 5 straight games trying to snap out of it in conference play. Ben Burnham the steal and the slam.
Virginia Tech defensively has stepped up and really played well and caused Pitt a lot of problems in their ball screens and their penetration in this first half.
Jorge Diaz-Graham, no good on the triple. Mike Young takes a timeout. His Hokies with a 6-point lead. I'll tell you what, Perry, I don't know what you think, but Virginia Tech not playing like a team that's lost 5 straight.
No, and they didn't practice like it yesterday. Mike Young's not going to let that happen. Burnham makes a steal and finishes there. I mean, you talk about a coach that has won every place he's been, and he's going to give them confidence. He's not a yeller or a screamer, but his persistence and his execution to detail is the thing that will get this Virginia Tech team going.
Now, this Virginia Tech team, they have lost 5 straight non-conference games for the first time in 100 years. So this is uncharted territory, and they have responded in ACC play. You said it before the game. You wipe the slate clean when it comes to conference play. They have done that in this first half.
And winners win. I mean, Mike Young's a winner, and the difficulty is getting his team to raise the level up to what he's expecting and what he knows takes to win.
And Jeff Capel telling his Pitt team hold for the final shot.
Timeout.
They have a use it or lose it timeout, and Capel decides to use it. We'll step aside as well. Final possession of the first half coming. Pitt trailing by 6. Perry Clark, Jay Alter with you. Coach, if you're Pittsburgh, what are you looking in the final 18 seconds for?
I'm putting the ball in Lowe's hands and try to come off a ball screen where either he can score it, hit the roll guy, or throw it to one of my shooters in the corner in the spot-up area. But everything comes off of Lowe.
And they get it right to him. 18 seconds to work with, trying to cut into this 6-point Virginia Tech lead. And Lowe draws the foul. Virginia Tech had a few to give. That's just their 5th foul of this first half, so they've actually got one more before Pitt would be shooting 1-1.
I come back with the same play, and that's why Hammond's coming in right now to get a little bit more quickness on Lowe.
And Hammond commits the foul.
Nothing changes.
So they put Hammond in there just to commit the foul on Lowe. You probably wanted to take a little more time off the clock if you could, though. It's still plenty of time.
Now, you don't want to play with Lowe like that when he's got the ball, because next thing you know, he'll knock down a 3 on you.
Lowe in attack mode. Tried to leave it for Corin. Still time here for the Hokies. Shoot. Gets it off. And Virginia Tech finishes the first half with a flurry.
Great finish. Lowe's such a great pass. He's so unselfish. I think the second half, Lowe's going to have to step up and look to score a little bit more for Pitt.
Hokies trying to snap a 5-game losing streak to start ACC play, and they delivered quite the first half. They've opened up their largest lead of the game. 8-point lead for Virginia Tech against a ranked Pittsburgh team at the break. A 13-2 run. Hokies have an 8-point lead. Who set the tone for Virginia Tech, Coach?
If you want to get off the slide, you got to get one guy to step up, and Lawal has been the guy that has really stepped up from the beginning. You see him driving aggressively to the basket. There, he's on a post up and taking the ball hard to the basket, and then he knocks down the 3 when he's left open, but he's been the catalyst to get the Hokies going. And for Pittsburgh, Leggett has been the guy that has knocked down the 3s. He can do it off the bounce, he can do it off the catch, but he's the guy that's been spacing the floor and creating scoring opportunities for the Panthers.
And Leggett has 11 of the Panthers' 26. This was a back-and-forth game, really, for the first 15 minutes of it, and then Virginia Tech found an extra gear in the final 5 minutes, a 13-2 run to finish the first half. Neither team got to the foul line in the opening 20 minutes, so the Hokies shooting a season-high 52% from the floor.
Yeah, but besides Lawal, Shoot stepped up and knocked down some really key buckets and played extremely well. No one has kind of played with Leggett offensively, and they normally need Cohen or Austin to step up with him as well as Lowe to get some easy baskets.
They go inside to Austin to open the scoring.
Austin's been a guy that's been a catalyst for them, and certainly they want to try to get him going.
Well, after only 2 points in the final 4 minutes for Pitt, they open up with a bucket in the second half. Here's Tobi Lawal in attack mode, right to the rim for two.
Again, getting the ball inside. Lawal, the thing about Lawal is that his ability to put the ball on the floor and drive it at the basket and finish is something that he hasn't done as much early in the season. And hopefully it continues for Virginia Tech.
Here's Jaland Lowe, draws the foul. Now they kept him in check. Virginia Tech defensively did, but if Pitt can get Jaland Lowe going, he can turn this game around in a hurry.
Well, you know, the fact that they're playing without Damian Dunn, Pittsburgh, it's really hurt them. Dunn is an excellent ball handler. They can put Lowe off the ball as well as Leggett, and it gives them a lot more diversity offensively. Right now, Lowe has to carry it, initiating the offense and trying to score.
Offensive rebound, cleaning up the spill, Guillermo Diaz-Graham.
Diaz-Graham is really an interesting player. He's a really good shooter, but he's not afraid to stick his nose in there and get on the offensive glass.
Rex Steiner, the immediate answer.
That's Rex Steiner at his best right there. Probing, not driving, trying to create assists, but probing, reading the defense, and getting mid-range shots.
Cam Corrin answers with a mid-range jumper of his own. Timeout, Jeff Capel, after the junior knocked it down. The number 18 Pittsburgh down 6 in this second half. Early timeout by their head coach, Jeff Capel.
Jeff Capel was not happy. Jeff Capel was one of those dudes. I mean, he guarded you, and he was not happy with the way Pittsburgh came out and tried to defend Rex Steiner on that last jump shot, and he called a timeout. He sat through it at Mississippi State, seeing the ball being taken every place and easy shots. He's determined not to let that happen tonight, and so now they're going to ramp up their defense.
Jaden shoot a three, can't connect. This will stay Virginia Tech's way. Lowe mishandled the rebound there.
When you talk about guards defending, I mean, and Coach Capel talked about his guard play and how important it is to him, because he was a big-time guard. I mean, he got after guys defensively. He guarded as well as scoring, and that's what he expects from his guards.
Feed inside, Wessler traveled. Well, you're right. It has to be something with the defensive performance, because in the second half, they've had 3 possessions. They've scored 3 times.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the aggressiveness, and sometimes it's just instinct. I mean, as a coach, you can feel whether or not your guys are into it. It's not about the ball going in or not going in. It's the intensity in which we're playing, how easy passes are getting through, our reaction to the scouting reports, and that's the thing that I'm sure he wasn't happy about.
Leggett through traffic draws the foul.
Guys that coach, that play guard, they always believe that guards control the game. And there you see Leggett driving and getting fouled, but that's just a feeling. And Jeff has so much confidence in his guard play that he really wants them to step up right now and assert themselves.
Well, it took until the second half, but that was the first free throw of the game.
And that's not a good sign, especially when you have attack guards like the L&L guys. I mean, you know, Leggett really does a great job of attacking. Lowe does a great job of attacking. They haven't gotten to the foul line, which means that they're not being aggressive enough.
And Panthers trying to string together some stops on the defensive end. Wessler rejected at the rim. Cam Corrin says no. The trailer, Diaz-Graham, can't connect. And a foul called against Cam Corrin. Going up against Tobi Lawal, and they tag the transfer from Florida State for the foul. Jeff Capel can't believe it.
Well, Jeff is saying he had both hands on the ball, so what did he push with? That's a typical coach's question.
We'll take another look quickly as Virginia Tech walks it up the court.
He's got both hands on the ball, so what did he push with?
There's Lawal. He's provided the spark offensively. Didn't get a good look there. Good defense. And a foul off the ball. They tag Patrick Wessler with it. That's his third. The 7-footer. He'll come out of this game for Ben Burnham. So Virginia Tech going small ball here. Tallest guy on the court is Lawal at 6'8".
I look for Pittsburgh right now to try to get the ball inside.
Corrin calls for it. Kicks it out. Leggett, pump fake on the drive. Lowe lines up the 3. Missed it.
Lowe has to be shot ready. That was about as easy a shot as he's going to get in this game.
Rex Steiner fading away. He misfires. Lowe trying to up this tempo in transition and then pulls it back. Leggett finds Austin, pull up, pop. Got it.
Austin has been a key guy in their success early in the season because he gives them another perimeter shooter, but he also can go and score off the bounce. They really want to try to get him going.
Virginia Tech clinging to a 2-point lead. They've missed their last 4 shots. A team that has had extended scoring droughts that have hurt them mightily during a 5-game losing streak. Shot clock down to 4. Jaded shoot, way off the mark.
I think Pitt has to continue to attack the basket.
Leggett for the lead, missed it. Well, this is what has plagued the Hokies team during this 5-game losing streak in non-conference play. Just too many empty possessions. Burnham brings him right out of it. After 5 straight misses, Ben Burnham delivers from the corner.
Burnham does a great job of helping them space the floor because at his size, he can step away from the basket and shoot the basketball really with effectiveness.
Virginia Tech averages 7 made threes a game, and they've already got 7 tonight. Mike Young's team, a 5-point lead, 14:51 remaining in this second half. It's V Week at ESPN. When we partner with the V Foundation, you can join the fight against cancer by visiting v.org/donate. Perry Clark, you met Jim Valvano back in 1974. He was the head coach at Bucknell. You were playing for Gettysburg against him.
We were playing in the playoff game, and he had promised his team if they got to the playoffs that he would go through the warm-up line. And he was out there warming up. We didn't know who he was. We just knew this old guy was out there, and the fans were going crazy. And that was my first encounter with him, and he was always a great motivator. When he recruited Sidney Lowe and Derek Wittenberg at the Mather, where I went and coached, he told them, he said, look, I get real emotional and all like that during the game. If we're not communicating, just come over and give me a hug. And Derek Wittenberg has used that all the way through his time at NC State to win the national championship, and no one was closer to Jimmy as a player than Derek was. And if you watch during that championship run, Derek always went and gave him a hug after every game during that NCAA tournament. When Jimmy's running around crazy, he's looking for Derek to give him a hug.
That's incredible insight. He tried to get you as an assistant coach too, right?
He did, and probably at NC State when I first went, but I was going to Georgia Tech with Bobby, and I was happy, and so it worked out for the best. I probably would have screwed up him winning the national championship, so things worked out for the best.
How did he look in the layup line?
He made it. I mean, we thought he was a player. I mean, you know, because he was young and all like that at the time. I mean, so he looked pretty good, you know, but he promised his team. But that's the type of innovation and motivation that Jimmy was. He was always such a personality. He's always fun to be around. You know, the ACC coaches loved him, and he just gave the league a new life and everything. When they asked him, you know, what are you going to do against Dean Smith? He said, I don't know, I'll outlive him. You know, and I mean, that was his comment. I mean, and so, but he always had that wit and character about him. And you got to figure Bobby Crimmins coming in, Mike Krzyzewski coming in, and Jimmy Valvano all coming in. Boy, you talk about the league being on fire.
He meant so much to the ACC, and Pitt in the ACC opener gets a big bucket from Leggett, forces the turnover, and it's a one-possession game. This ranked Panthers team, their highest ranking in the AP poll in a decade since the 2013-2014 season. They would love to finish a 22-day road trip with a conference win. Trailing by 3, they've worked their way back in it. Hokies led by as many as 8. Another foul, this time off the ball.
What Pittsburgh is doing now is going more to flex action, where Lowe's coming off the ball, setting the ball screen, bringing the big up, and then running some action off of that. And Petit just blew it up that time.
Lowe for the tie. No good. Tapped out. Falls to Cummings. The freshman fires. He can't connect. Another offensive rebound. Leggett. He can't hit it. 3 really good looks, and it just won't fall for Pitt.
You can't get any better than that. And again, we talked about Dunn not playing. But that's kind of been Dunn's role, being able to get Leggett and Lowe off the ball and initiating.
Inside to Poteet. He'll be at the line for 2. You mentioned Damian Dunn out with that injured hand. He had played big minutes, and really Jeff Capel told us that he designed this Panthers offense for 3 ball handlers. So you take Dunn out, you got to sub in a big, changes the way your offensive rhythm is supposed to work.
And Dunn's an exceptional player. I saw him first 2 years. He was at Temple. He played with some other guards and didn't get a chance to really initiate. Went to Houston with Coach Sampson, and now he's at Pittsburgh. And he's a great kid and a really fine talent.
That thumb injury that is projected to keep him out until January.
Number 1, Tobi Lawal.
Now Virginia Tech is really small right now with the lineup that they've got. Young is playing like a small forward, and Lawal is playing like a 4 spot or 5-man.
And Pittsburgh has missed their last 10 threes. Panthers only trail by 4, but they have been more effective going inside. They have struggled from deep. Give and go, Lowe. Kicks it out. Leggett finds Diaz-Graham, and he finally buries one from beyond the arc.
See, but I think when Lowe gets that deep, he's got to put the ball on the glass. He's got to shoot it and put the ball on the glass and let the bigs go and crash. That time it paid off because they wound up getting a good look.
Just 4 of 22 from 3 before that make. Inside, Lawal hammers it home.
And again, that's Virginia Tech's action. You know, Shoot has been coming down off of that pin down and being open on that shot. Took both guys out, fed it inside, and was able to get an easy opportunity.
Stolen away. Lawal fouled. He wanted to throw it down again. What a spark he has been. Tobi Lawal. Mike Young called him the best athlete he's ever coached. Jumps out of the gym, getting it done on both sides of the ball after a Diaz-Graham 3. Tobi Lawal has the Hokies up by 3. For the break, Mike Young says Tobi Lawal is the best athlete, pure athlete he's ever coached. You can see it on display here.
His ability to explode, and he does it in traffic. He does it on a quick jump, you know, and so his ability to finish, and he has really been a difference in this game so far.
Look at that vertical. Nearly a 50-inch vertical to go along with his 6'8" height. We were told by our production crew, if he jumps up in the air, he's eyebrow high with an African bush elephant. How about that? 3-point lead for the Hokies, looking to snap a 5-game losing streak and start ACC play with a win. Pull-up pop, too much on it from Jaden Young.
One of the things Virginia Tech is doing, they're really doing a good job of taking Pitt out of their offensive continuity. I don't think Pitt has shot the ball, played with a lot of offensive flow. They've made some tough shots. They've executed some things, but the consistency in which they run their offense.
Lowe weaving through traffic, everything but the finish. Ben Burnham. Good look, couldn't finish it. Pittsburgh started this second half 3 of 4 from the floor. Hot out of halftime since they've just made 3 of their last 11. And Cummings, not a great look there. It'll stay Pitt's way though. Foul on the floor called against Lawal.
Pitt is searching right now. They're trying to get Lowe off the ball to allow him to have an easier time scoring the ball and putting Cummings in the game. You see Cummings driving right there. He gets bumped a little bit with Lawal, winds up pushing.
He comes out of the game with his second foul.
Austin's back in the game to give him some firepower.
Leggett, turnaround, and it rims out, no good. That's the type of afternoon it's been for Pitt. They've gotten good looks, just can't get them to fall on the road in Blacksburg. Shoot on the drive. Inside, Wessler, the 7-footer, muscles it home.
Wessler did a great job that time of gathering himself. He didn't just catch it and try to muscle it. He made sure he had his feet were set and he was able to power in for the layup. But again, it comes off of action. Pitt is getting nothing in his low post game so far.
Lowe splits the double team, draws the foul.
Cohen, even though he's big and plays in the post, what he basically has done is pop to the perimeter. And Pittsburgh, if you look at where their scoring's coming from, they're getting very little action in the paint area. And I think they're going to have to collapse Virginia Tech's defense. I think Virginia Tech, we saw them in practice yesterday, they did an excellent job defending and playing gaps and taking away dribble drives by Pittsburgh.
And Lowe makes the front end of a 1-and-1. Pitt will be in the bonus the rest of the way. And Lowe shooting into the Castle guard, the student section here at Castle Coliseum, makes it a one-possession game.
That's never been a very friendly section when I was coaching here.
And they're trying to buoy the home team to their first win in 6 tries. 5 straight losses for Virginia Tech. They have shot out of the slump today. Brandon Rechsteiner adds another 2.
And Rechsteiner has done a really good job since earlier. He hasn't tried to over-penetrate. He stayed in that middle ground where if the defense backs off, he can knock down that mid-range jump shot. You see all the Virginia Tech players are in the gap. There really is no driving lane for this Pittsburgh team. They have to do something with movement to create the ability to drive and kick.
Stolen away, Zach Austin. The steal and the slam, and it's back to a 3-point game. This has all the makings of an ACC game that's going to come down to the wire. Pitt defending with heart, back-to-back steals, and they cash in on both of them. That time, Jaland Lowe delivers.
And that was the defense why Coach Capel called timeout. That's the pressure on the ball. That's the way that they wanted to handle the passing lanes.
Pitt 17 points off turnovers after back-to-back baskets off steals. That 3 goes begging, no good. Bounces out, Rechsteiner keeps it in play. And Tyler Johnson had his foot on the line. Another Hokies turnover. 1-point game, 7:31 to play.
You want to know why Coach Capel called a timeout earlier? Because this was the type of defensive effort he wanted to see as Austin comes up, makes the steal and a great finish. And then coming right back, watch Lowe pick the pocket and go in and score an easy one to get Pitt back in this game.
ACC opener here in Blacksburg. Pittsburgh trailing by 1. It's a Panthers team that trailed by as many as 8. They've done a nice job in this second half battling back.
Well, they really have. I think they have to figure out a way to get the ball in the gaps to get easier shots on the kickouts for the 3. Virginia Tech has done a really good job of playing gap defense and not giving up easy, wide open 3s.
Pitt looking for their first win in Blacksburg in more than 20 years. Tough place to come and win. A year ago, Virginia Tech 15-2 at Castle Coliseum. Only 3-2 here at home to start this season. They would love to wipe the slate clean, finish this 5-game losing streak with a win in the conference opener.
And what a tremendous boost it would be for Virginia Tech to be able to get a win today. Good home crowd, start the ACC.
Lawal, great pass, count it, plus the foul. Tyler Johnson, the freshman, off a great feed from Lawal.
And again, this is how Mike Young teaches offense. You score off the pass. Watch Lawal, it sucks up the defense, back cut, layup. Yeah, and that's why when you turn the ball over and you don't connect with each other, it's harder to run good offense in the way that they like to run it.
Now, Mike Young said after the loss to Vanderbilt on Wednesday night, which made it 5 in a row for Virginia Tech, I believe in this team. We're going to figure it out. They have come out inspired today against a ranked Pittsburgh team. Lost the handle, though. Austin keeps it in play, settles things down for Pittsburgh. Panthers trailing by 4.
Pittsburgh has not been able to get easy drives to the basket. Lowe that time took a mid-range jump shot, but again was challenged. It's got to be a little frustrating right now for Coach Capel. They've got to do something because they've got 5 really good scorers on the floor to get easier looks than what they're getting.
And Jaland Lowe just shooting 3 of 11 from the floor this afternoon. And he is usually the catalyst for this Pitt offense.
And give Virginia Tech a lot of credit defensively. I know we talked about them needing to shoot the ball better, but to that end in the win game, their defense has really stepped up.
Burnham trying to spin his way free. Corin got a piece of it. Who touched it last? And they say it was Burnham. So Pitt basketball.
Burnham, he had a shot to catch and shoot. I think he's better at that. Putting the ball on the floor gives the defense a chance to react and get back, and it took away a scoring opportunity.
Here's Cam Corin.
See, but even on the rolls, the posts are catching it out of the paint. You know, what you want to happen on the ball screen, the big rolls, you like for him to be able to catch it in the paint area where he can just go straight up and shoot the ball. That's just not happening for Pittsburgh today.
And a foul called against Diaz. Graham reached in to try and deny Ben Burnham the pass. His second foul.
We're getting towards that point in the game where coaches are going to go with stuff that have worked. They've got assistants there charting every offensive possession. So they have a good understanding of what plays have worked and what hasn't.
Jaden Shoot for a 3. Got it! Jaden Shoot buries his 4th triple of the afternoon.
Again, catch it, shoot it. And that's that Virginia Tech offense. He came off of staggers, was able to get the handoff and knock down the 3.
Leggett. That goes begging. Corin keeps it with the Panthers. No points in more than 3 minutes for Pitt.
See how they're trapping the ball screen? The big is out hedging.
Diaz Graham, no good. Nothing will fall for Pitt right now.
It's hard. What's making it hard is that Virginia Tech is not letting the ball get into the paint, so therefore their defense is not collapsing, so therefore they're not playing out of closeouts.
Pittsburgh just 5 of 27 from 3. Meanwhile, Jaden Shoot's been terrific.
Comes right off the handoff, catch, shoot. That's what he does. He doesn't have to put it on the floor, just squares his feet, knocks it down. You want to shoot a high percentage, run good offense like that.
He's got to put that on a T-shirt. Catch, shoot, but spell it the way he does. S-C-H-U-T-T.
NIL, baby.
Rex Steiner fading away.
Now that's not his shot. I mean, he's much better when he's facing, backs the defense off, and can play his mid-range game.
Lowe, the floater. He has been off his game, just 3 of 12. Leggett, the blow-by, right to the rim. He'll have 2 at the line when we come back. Pittsburgh trying to claw their way to a road win to start ACC play. 18th ranked Panthers getting tested down the stretch, down 7.
out the flying t-shirts making their way to our loudest Hokie fans.
The championship Saturday and ACC Network has you covered pre-game and post-game show, breaking everything down between Clemson and SMU to decide who wins the 2024 ACC Championship on the football field. Perry Clark, Jay Alter with you. ACC opener here in men's basketball. Virginia Tech a 7-point lead, 3:57 to play. Coach, this is a Pitt team that's ranked 18th in the country. They've had a terrific start to the season and just can't get their two-star guards going in this second half.
Well, again, I think give Virginia Tech a lot of credit because we watched them practice yesterday, so we know what they were trying to do. They really worked hard to be in the gaps and not allow the guards to get in, drive, and kick. And so therefore, they made it very, very difficult for the Pittsburgh guards to be able to get easy shots for other people and knock down threes.
Those Leggett free throws and a 4-minute scoring drought for Pitt. The Panthers have missed their last 6 shots, 2 of their last 12, and yet it's a 5-point game with under 4 minutes to play. They're right in it. Virginia Tech desperate to get this win to the finish line, a team that's lost 5 straight games. Good ball movement. Lawal put it on the floor, lost it, battle for the ball. Burnham. Jump ball is called. The possession arrow stays with Virginia Tech.
And that's a jump ball. Possession stays with
4 seconds on the shot clock. That's how you know it's ACC play. Bodies on the floor going for the ball. You got to love it.
Look for a quick hitter right now.
Well, shoots the inbounder. Usually he'd be the guy on the receiving end of a quick hitter.
Either Burner or Rex Steiner coming off a screen.
Rex Steiner finds shoot, heaves it from 3, no good. Good defensive possession by Pittsburgh. Now can the Panthers get something on the offensive end? They've missed their last 6 shots. Jaland Lowe goes to work.
See, Lowe's not getting by anybody and creating situations that have to rotate.
But he buries a deep 3. Biggest shot of the game, and it's a 2-point contest.
He said, I can't get by you, but I'm going to knock down the 3.
Rex Steiner trying to answer. No good. Lawal, the offensive rebound, and he's fouled.
What a game as he plays. Lawal has just been all over the place on the offensive glass. Big-time rebound that time. Watch Lowe. He keeps his head up, eyes the rim, knocks down the three. His range is incredible, and that's the one thing when watching film, I was surprised with how deep he can shoot the basketball. And I think sometimes because with Dunn being out, he's really just trying to initiate the offense and get everybody involved. He's not focusing on scoring the ball to his capability.
And Tobi Lawal, nothing but the bottom of the net from the line. He leads this Virginia Tech team. 72% free throw shooter on the season.
Lawal plays so hard.
Yeah, the junior an opportunity to make it a two-possession game, and he does. Two and a half minutes remaining in the ACC opener. Jaland Lowe, back-to-back baskets for the sophomore.
That's what he's capable of doing, turning the corner on the high ball screen and getting to the front of the round.
2-point game. Lowe has shown up down the stretch on the road. Defensively, too. Got his hand on it. Leggett dives in. Scramble for the ball. Possession arrow is with Pittsburgh.
That's the defense Coach Capel wanted to see coming out the locker room. Guys diving on the floor. Look at the pressure right there. He's been timing this. You can't cross over in front of a good defensive player like that. It's on the floor. You see Pittsburgh, both teams getting after it. Jump ball goes to Pitt.
At Virginia Tech, that is their 17th turnover. The team that has been plagued by the turnover bug during this 5-game losing streak. It's showing up down the stretch. Pitt with the basketball. 2 minutes in regulation. Panthers trailing by 2. Lowe has it here. He scored the last 5 for Pitt. Working on Burnham in attack mode. No good. The Lowe goes down. 5-on-4. Burnham a 3. Misfires. And a foul called on the rebound against Tobi Lawal. Will give the ball to Pittsburgh. He's saying, let's get a review.
They all want the review. They all want the review. These two teams are fighting their heart out right now. This game means a lot to both of these two clubs, and these kids are really playing extremely hard.
And it's a costly foul call because not only does it give the ball to Pitt, but the Panthers are in the bonus.
I think it's a warning.
Mike Young takes one of his 3 timeouts. Tobi Lawal, a long conversation with the officiating crew after that foul. And I get it. You're a team that's lost 5 straight games. It's the first time in non-conference play since 1924. That's 100 years that Virginia Tech's lost 5 straight non-conference games. You want to snap this thing here at home against a ranked team. You've played yourself in position. How do you finish the deal?
Well, you got to make some open shots. You don't turn it over, which has happened to them. And I think that the rest kind of takes care of itself. But I just think right now, Pittsburgh has certainly ramped up the defensive effort and have gotten much tougher with that. And for Pittsburgh, I mean, you know, they have high expectations. They were extremely disappointed with what happened last year. They played a challenging schedule. And Coach Capel, like I said, I mean, he's a very competitive player. He's a competitive coach. He was very disappointed with the way they played against Mississippi State. So this game means an awful lot.
Guillermo Diaz-Graham steps to the line for 1-1. And the junior knocks down the first, a chance to tie this game at 58. Pittsburgh, a team that has been on the road since November 18th. This is their 5th straight road game, trying to open ACC play with a road win. Minute 34 to go. Tied at 58 between ranked Pittsburgh and Virginia Tech.
Look for some pin down action.
Here's Ben Burnham attacking. Kicks it out. Jaden Schutte. He's made 4 threes today. Finds Rechsteiner. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Feed into Lawal, and he draws the foul. So Tobi Lawal, the best free throw shooter on the team, a chance to regain the lead from the line.
You know, for Virginia Tech, whoever comes up and sets the ball screen is going to roll, especially if it's Lawal. So you've got to have your secondary defender there prepared to catch the roll. And it's hard because Virginia Tech has guys that can knock down threes.
Lawal, a confident stroke from the foul line. Hokies back in front by 1. He has 16 points to his name this afternoon. He has been the catalyst for a resurgent Virginia Tech performance.
Now, Coach Capel already knows what he wants to call.
Lawal misses the second. Ishmael Leggett has it for Pittsburgh. Panthers trailing by 1. 1 minute remaining in regulation. Pitt has not led since the first half. Lowe down the lane, off the window and in. Jaland Lowe fires the Panthers in front.
He got the matchup he wanted. He got Lowe the shot he wanted to get.
Timeout Virginia Tech. Jaland Lowe delivers Pittsburgh their first lead since it was 26-23.
The key thing on Lowe's drive was, if we can get a replay, he keeps his head up so he knows this target off the glass. So many guys, when they drive the ball, they lower their head to try to figure out where the defense is. It doesn't matter. Watch it, watch it. He keeps his head up, he sees the ball, he sees the glass, and he lays it in. He doesn't worry about where the defense is. We talk about his dad being one of the premier AAU coaches in the Houston area. He's been taught that from when he was 6 years old.
How about the confidence from the young sophomore Jaland Lowe? He just made 3 of his first 12 shots. He stuck with it. He has made 3 of his last 4 down the stretch to put his team in front on the road.
I've seen him in the summer at John Lucas's camps and the drill work and everything that he's gone through. It's not surprising because it's very difficult, but for a sophomore to be able to step up and do that, you know, kudos to that. But let's give Coach Capel a lot of credit because, again, he talked earlier about the faith that he has in his guards. He's kind of created his offensive system to play around these guys, and he hasn't deviated from that, you know, when the game's been on the line. Now they've got to come up with the stop. And again, look for action from Virginia Tech. They're going to hit you with pin downs, low cross. They're going to try to bring somebody from the weak side to the ball side. They're not going to try to beat you off the bounce. They're going to try to beat you off the pass.
And while Virginia Tech has made a few foul shots during this stretch, they have missed their last 4 field goal attempts. They have to find one here. Trailing by 1. They led for 31 minutes of this game, but they find themselves down 1. 40 seconds to play. Burnham. The drive. Rejected. Blocked by Diaz-Graham. You have to foul here if you're Virginia Tech. Not enough time to play this possession out. In Pittsburgh, in the double bonus, will be shooting 2 with 25 seconds remaining.
Well, they had the ball in Burnham's hand. The play broke down. They were trying to get a quick hitter. Burnham is their best guy attacking the basket off the dribble. But again, give Pittsburgh a lot of credit defensively. They switched everything on the action. And even if he makes this, it's still a 1-possession game.
Yep. But a chance to give the Panthers a 3-point lead. Jaland Lowe, 87% from the foul line. That's who you want in crunch time. Got them both.
Didn't even hit the rim.
Virginia Tech 1 timeout, trailing by 3.
Now, some people say, do you foul right now? I always say, do what you practice.
Only 15 seconds remaining. Hokies need an answer. The young sophomore, Jaden Young for 3, missed it. And a foul called. The possession arrow was with Virginia Tech. Hokies thought they had a tie up there. Instead, a foul is called. Zach Austin with his teammates surrounding him on the Virginia Tech logo.
Did he get a cramp?
Limping off the court there, the transfer from High Point. He was the hero in Columbus when Pittsburgh beat Ohio State at the buzzer in overtime. Austin getting attended to over on the Panthers bench.
So it's a double bonus. He'll get 2 shots here.
And an 87% foul shooter, Jaland Lowe. A chance to make it a 2-possession game. Virginia Tech led for 31 minutes of this game. They led by as many as 8. The team trying to snap a 5-game losing streak, in Pitt, a ferocious finish, now leads by 5. Timeout.
Jaland Lowe. I mean, he took over the game in the last 2 minutes of this, both offensively and defensively, and certainly got Pitt in a position right now to win this basketball game. And what do you say for Virginia Tech? I mean, they practiced well yesterday. They did everything they wanted to do defensively. They stepped up. They did a great job with the dribble penetration, limiting the 3-point shooting. They just did a good job, and it's hard. And that's the tough part about coaching. In this game, Jay, sometimes you can do everything right and it turns out wrong. And it's hard for people to understand that. You just have to kind of go through it sometimes.
Each team with 1 timeout remaining, under 7 seconds remaining. Into Rechsteiner. They don't have enough time. He caught that inbound right in front of the line. Off to Lawal. The buzzer sounds, in Pittsburgh leaves Blacksburg with a road win to start ACC play. And the 18th ranked Panthers